Jansen. That is into center field. Here comes Kiermaier. Phillips has tied the game. Arena coming around. Throw home. Now he stumbles. But the ball gets away. Tampa Bay wins it. Brett Phillips, game 4 hero.
What the fuck was that? So before we dive into this, let's get a little context. As of this point in the 7-game series, the Dodgers were up 2-1. In Game 1, the Dodgers had taken a decisive victory, as now Tampa Bay's aces, Tyler fucking Glasnow, who throws 100-mile heat and an 80-mile-an-hour curveball, and it's nasty. I hate it. He was throwing against Clayton Kershaw, who's one of our Dodgers aces and future Hall of Famer, Cy Young winner, MVP. Y'all know the drill. Kershaw won that game, again, decisively. In Game 2, Blake Snell tore up the Dodgers lineup, and the Rays kept scoring on the cavalcade of Dodgers relievers that we kept throwing out there. In Game 3, the Dodgers jumped on Charlie Morton, while the ace of the Dodgers rotation, Walker Buehler, threw 6 innings of 1-run ball with only 3 hits. So we go into Game 4, and it's a bullpen game for both teams. So the Dodgers immediately put a run on Yarborough with a Justin Turner solo shot to center. This was his second first-inning home run in 2 days, as he did the exact same thing off of Morton the game before. From there, the Dodgers take easy control of the game. Urias is on a roll, tossing 3 innings of no-run ball, while the eventual World Series MVP, Seager, adds to our comfort with a solo shot of his own. So we get to the bottom of the 4th, and some motherfucker named Randy sends a shot to right center on the first pitch he sees. Urias eventually gets out of it with no more damage, but the Rays are feeling hot. Thing is, the Dodgers did their best to stamp out that fire with a Max Muncy single to score Corey Seager and kill their momentum to get up by 1 run. Hunter Renfroe gets up to the plate in the bottom of the 5th to answer back, and answer back he does, working Urias to a full count, then absolutely demolishing a shot to left field at 111 miles an hour. This took Urias out of the game and replaced him with longtime veteran Blake Treinen, who threw a single pitch to get out of the inning. But in comes Diego Castillo, who, in my Dodgers' opinion, is the Rays' single best relief pitcher. They may like their matchups elsewhere, but if I had to choose one relief pitcher from Tampa to move over to the Dodgers, it would be Castillo. Castillo gets into trouble early and allows a 100-mile-an-hour, 99.9 shot right past Joey Wendell by Kike Hernandez to score Will Smith. Philadelphia, born and raised. So, the Rays don't really like to seem like us scoring at all, so some named Randy hits a shot to center, and then G-Man walks to get 2-man on base. So, Treinen gets his rhythm back and strikes out Austin Meadows on 3 pitches. They pull Treinen and place longtime bullpen arm Pedro Baez in. Now, some of you smarter people in the audience might be thinking, why pull a right-handed pitcher if you're just going to throw another right-handed pitcher in again? And especially when Blake Treinen has like a 97, 98, sometimes 99 mile an hour fastball, and Pedro Baez is topping out at like 95, 94 maybe. Well, in the short sample size that was the 2020 season, lefty hitters had a 103 batting average against Baez, while righty hitters had a 226 batting average against him. With the bottom of the order coming up, all Baez would have to do is take care of the lefty Lau, and damn it. So Lau hits a 103 mile an hour oppo shot that gets right over the fence to take the lead. Baez eventually grinds his way to the end of the inning, walking off obviously stressed. So another longtime Dodger, Corey Seager, comes up to answer back, and the Rays put in lefty side armor Aaron Loop. And this side armor, with Corey Seager being a lefty, should be able to easily get him out. But Seager, the World Series MVP that he is, ignores these lefty-righty splits and lines a single to right. And Turner takes full advantage of these splits with a double to left center, bringing Seager to third. So we got runners on second and third. Loop finally does what the Rays want him to do and strikes out lefty Max Muncy on 3 pitches. The Rays then bring in Nick Anderson to take on the Fresh Prince, Play the Sound, who also takes him down on 3 pitches. So now, what seemed like a golden opportunity, 2 men on base, no outs, all of a sudden turns into 2 outs, men on base. Oh my God, we're not even going to get a run. So the Rays give the intentional pass to the 2019 MVP, Bellinger, to load the bases up, and up comes Jacques Peterson. He does what he does best and smacks a shot to the right side of the field. And it's literally just out of the reach of second baseman Brandon Lowe. And I mean just out of the reach, as it smacks his glove and bounces on the floor.
A miss to go 0-1. Here's one into right. This one is way out of here, and game 4 is tied. Kiermaier. Seager, a little flare, shallow left. Dodgers back on top. Another 2-out run scoring here in the 8th. And it's 7-6.
So now we get to the absolute insanity that was the bottom of the 9th. And in comes longtime Dodgers closer, Kenley Jansen. Now, if you've been following the Dodgers for a couple of years, or even if, the Dodgers are the cultural center of baseball, what can I say? So maybe you've been hearing about this, but to give an example of the majority opinion, let's hear what Rob Lowe's son has to say about Jansen.
Where are you guys stand on the bullpen right now? Are you rooting for Kenley to lose his spot, test someone else out there, or do you still have all your faith?
We got a little bit of an eye roll.
Here's I'll say this.
Oh no.
And about 5 or 6 years ago, when I used to be in Dodger Stadium and I would hear California Love come on, I knew the game was over. Yeah. Now I hear California Love come on and I'm like, oh boy.
Oh yeah.
We are very much still in a game here. So I mean, God bless him. He's done so much for us and he's such a good guy, so sweet, but man, I just don't know anymore.
A closer is supposed to give a team with a 1-run lead a sense of certainty. With people like Mariano Rivera, Dennis Eckersley, and former Dodger himself, Eric Gagne, all the team needed to do is be up by 1 run, go into the 9th, and you've already secured a win. With a good closer, winning a game should feel as nonchalant as submitting paperwork. The only benefit you get out of it is seeing your player absolutely dismantle whoever the other team happens to send up in the bottom of the 9th. Everyone had that sense of uncertainty with a position that is meant to be certain. So here he was in the bottom of the 9th of Game 4 of the 2020 World Series, trying to close out the game and give the Dodgers a commanding 3-1 lead in the series. So first up is Yoshi Tsutsugo, who despite being a rookie with the Rays, had been playing professional baseball in Japan since 2010. So Jansen misses on the first 2 pitches and then punches 3 in a row in the zone to just strike Tsutsugo out. 1 out. Up next comes Greek God Kevin, Mr. Kiermaier, and on the first pitch, Jansen throws his cut fastball and breaks Kiermaier's bat in half. But the ball is inches out of the reach of Hernandez, and the prettiest man in baseball is now on first base. Quick note, if you throw a cut fastball, breaking bats is the goal. As Mariano Rivera, the best cut fastball reliever ever, showed, he even broke so many bats that when he had his retirement tour, the Minnesota Twins gave him a chair made entirely out of Mariano Rivera broken bats. This wasn't something he was trying to curb. This is something he did on purpose. Puppy, hey, how you doing? Oh my God, that was so cute. So next up comes Buster Posey lookalike and best name in MLB, Joey Wendell. and he smacks a shot into left that is easily handled by Peterson. Granted, Wendell got some good wood on it, but again, easily handled by Peterson. And easily held up enough that Kiermaier stays at first. 2 outs, man on first, 1 more out. Now comes up literally the hottest hitter in baseball. Some motherfucker named Randy Arozarena, who was on his way to break the single postseason record for home runs. And he comes up to the plate now. Obviously, if you were to hit one of those other postseason home runs right now, that would not be good, because they would win, and I would hate that, and I would cry. So Jansen starts this man off with an inside cutter and gets the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. He baits Randy with another outside cutter, gets his bat moving, almost gets him going, and tries to repeat once more, but it's way too outside. Randy just blows it off. So now we're at a full count. Jansen answers with an outside curveball, and Randy hits it softly foul to the third base side. This is good. We don't want these hitters getting good wood on the ball. So we're still at a full count after that foul ball. He tries with the curve once more, but sends it into the dirt and walks Arozarena to get the batters to first and second with 2 outs. And here is where I come in, actually. As an avid, living in LA, Dodger fan, my roommates and I put the game on the living room television. So I was excited, to say the least. We were up by 1, had force outs at every base, and barring a home run, but we already didn't let the home run leader on their team hit a home run, so feeling pretty good about that. I was already standing up and yelling because of some rando I never heard of was coming up to bat against Kenley Jansen. And so far, the closer had shown that he had some of his best stuff going for him right now. So Jansen fires and barely misses with his cut fastball on the inside of the plate. As I say,
that was a good call.
So Kenley comes back with another inside cut fastball and nicks the inside of the plate. Then Jansen throws his fastball with some two-seam action, and it just nicks the outside of the plate. He turned this 1-ball count into a 1-2 count in 2 pitches, and this scrub, Brett Phillips' bat, has never even left his shoulder. Jansen had been outclassing Phillips, and I was excited. Then, disaster struck.
Here we go, 2 strikes. Is this gonna be a strikeout? Go, 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 go! No! Thomas! No! Thomas! Chris! Thomas! No! 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 What the fuck? Twice in 1 play! No!
I posted this picture on Snapchat and drank so much wine that I threw up. So that was not a fun night for me, I will say. According to a 2012 Fangraphs article, only 3 games have ended in a double error. In a regular season of baseball, 4,860 games are played. There are 30 teams and 162 games each. And that is just 1 season. Since 1998, when they added 30 teams to the MLB, there have been 103,860 MLB games. Hundreds of thousands of MLB games have been played since 1950, when the article was dated. And now 4 of them have ended in a double error walk-off. But the chances of it happening on the world's biggest stage is some of the craziest shit that I have ever seen. Since 2017, Chris Taylor has played 252 games in the outfield and committed 6 errors. Will Smith has played 2 seasons. Granted, he's been more on a platoon with Austin Barnes, but in those 2 seasons, he does not have a recorded error. Some people may want to put some blame on Max Muncy, but he received a throw offline, and honestly, I thought he gave him a pretty good throw under the high-pressure situation. I don't have the capabilities to look this up, but I assume it's pretty rare for a runner to score from second after their ass hits the floor rounding third. Brett Phillips becomes the underdog hero that everyone but Dodger fans will instantly gravitate to, and through an act of God, the Rays have tied the series. Well, I can't give you this story without finishing the tale, because it'll make me feel better, honestly. So Game 5 comes around, and the Dodgers continue their hot hitting streak with Mookie Betts smacking a single and Corey Seager scoring him, all before an out is even registered. So Kershaw comes back on the bump and does what every Dodger fan wants a 2020 Kershaw to do. Eat innings, keep us in the game, pitch in 5-hit ball with 2 earned runs over 5.2 innings, and he put himself in the World Series MVP race with this performance. But the best was yet to come. The struggling Dodger relievers of Game 4 turned into a shutout bullpen in Game 5. With Dustin May taking over for Kershaw, much to the chagrin of the booing fans. Cue the fans.
Fans don't want to see Kershaw come out. And Will Margot is...
Victor Gonzalez getting May out of a jam. Please add the hump guy. I love the hump guy after Gonzalez gets out of that inning. And Blake Treinen being the veteran closeout pitcher that he was always billed to be. So we're up 3-2. Game 6 comes around, and honestly speaking, I thought we were going to Game 7. I was still confident in said Game 7 as we would have our ace, Walker Buehler, pitching, but it's a Game 7, and you never know. I was not confident in this Game 6, though, as Randy hit a shot in the first inning, and Blake Snell was back on the bump, dismantling our starters just like Game 2, until the infamous decision. I was texting my Dodger fan father, and immediately we were questioning the decision because it seemed like Blake Snell also didn't think it was a good idea based on his body language. While the decision is controversial, I do understand pulling a starting pitcher at the top of the order comes around for a third time. Mookie Betts is no slouch. But what I don't understand is giving the role to Nick Anderson. As a Dodger fan, if I saw Castillo come out of that bullpen, or Pete Fairbanks with his 100-mile-an-hour stuff, I would have understood, but Nick Anderson? What? So the Rays immediately regret this decision, as Anderson throws 2 balls and Mookie sends his first pitch in the strike zone to left field, putting runners on second and third with, again, World Series MVP Corey Seager coming up. The presence of Seager is apparently too intimidating, as Nick Anderson could already see the voting ahead of time, and he sends one into the dirt that gets right past the catcher Zunino, scores Austin Barnes, sends Mookie to third. So Seager actually gets to swing the bat and dinks a little grounder to first base, and Mookie is just too fast for the G-man and slides just under the tag. Off topic, I was a big fan of the Mookie deal. See my replies to Jeff Passan right here. I knew he was going to be something special from his first game, when he scored his first run in a Dodger uniform, which looked a lot like this one. I remember he grinded his way to get on base. I don't know if he stole a base or just used his speed to get around, but he slid right into home, and I was like, oh my goodness, this man is exactly what we needed. So Dodgers up 2-1. Corey Seager gets this RBI, and the Dodgers bullpen continued to be lights out with Dylan Floro, Alex Wood. First of all, I love you, Alex Wood. A part of the Dodgers from 2015 to 2018, left for 2019 for the Reds, came back in 2020 and showed up. Pedro Baez comes back, lights out. Victor Gonzalez comes back, lights out. Brusdar Graterol comes back, lights out. Urias absolutely dominating the last 3 innings to get us that long-awaited title. As you can see right now, celebrated this one a lot too. Oh.
Oh, shit! Oh, fuck! Oh, shit! Holy shit!
Has it been 88, right?
First since 88! First since 88! Oh, fuck! Waiting so long for this! Fuck yeah, Randy Newman!
And honestly, I think that's where I'm going to leave it. Oh, hey, puppy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.